Hey guys, Megan Merlin, Star Director, Team Represents here. How are you? Don't mind me, I have a cough drop in. I can't get rid of this annoying cough, so hopefully I don't cough too much during this. But I've been promising so many of you my tax binder, how I do my taxes and how I keep track of everything. And I know a lot of you know about my customer mini binder and order binder or my follow-up system. And so introducing mini binder for expenses and taxes. So you know me, love everything mini. And so this little guy is perfect. I actually used to have it in this. So I'm actually going to show you two different ways. This is how I used to do it. Old 2016 and previous, and new 2017 and on. And that's my big thing. I'm very much a systems person. And so I set systems, and it took a long time to realize, but if you set up a system and it doesn't work, or you're not utilizing it or you're not using it, it's because it's not working for you and you need to tweak it. So if you have a system of some sort and you put all this effort into it and you realize you're not using it or you're not utilizing it to its maximum benefit, you need to tweak something about it, because you're not doing it because you don't want to, because you don't like what it's doing, or it's too much of a hassle, or whatever the case may be. There's a reason why you're avoiding it. And it's probably because of the way you have it set up. It just maybe seems too daunting, or whatever the case may be, there's a reason you're not doing it. So if you have a system in place and it's not working for you, go through and figure out what exactly isn't working. I tweak things in this all the time. I just bought 2 new binders that were on sale at Target, just so you know, today, to tweak some things from here in there. So like now my thank you packages are gonna have their own binder. And then I'm tweaking things in here, just labeling and certain stuff like that. So if something isn't working for you, tweak it. Bottom line, because there's a reason why it's not working, and it's most likely something in a system that you're trying to avoid. So, and there's nothing wrong with tweaking it. That's a big thing also. We think there's something wrong with the things that we're doing. So and we're thinking that that's why we're not using them. And that couldn't be more wrong. It's just, there's probably one thing that's off about a system that you have in place, and that's why you're not using it. So work back and figure out where that is. So this method is the method that I've used for years. And there's nothing wrong with this method. It's just that I wanted to tweak it and simplify it, and I did. So this is just a quick, I peeled off the stickers and stuff, but I just want to show you that I used to do it like this. I would set it up 12 months of envelopes that I just punched my own holes in. As you can see, they're Scentsy bars because I just used that punch. So I dotted them and then punched them. And I would put every single receipt from each month in there. And then on the back, I would label it. Like what I put in there, what I threw in there. Or you didn't even have to do this. This was just kind of an extra step. And then I would write each thing out. Or, see, this is a different one. Like this is 2016's, which was labeled a little bit different. But I used to label it out here, say, and then on this page I would put advertising, promotions, food and drink, travel, mileage, blah, blah, blah. Like I'd break it down like that. This method works. There's nothing wrong with this method, because I was stuffing everything in here, focusing on it later. So as long as it was in an envelope, I was good, because all I had to do was go back, add up everything, and then have it. So I thought, okay, that's a good idea. Nothing wrong with that. Let me try something different. So this is simple. It's super easy, January through December. Then at the end, I just tallied up each month. So like say it was broken down like, you know, here, travel, food and drink, and business supplies. Well, then at the end of the year, I would just tally them all up. That's it. And then I have my different categories, and then my my CPA would say, okay, what'd you spend in this? What'd you spend in this? What'd you spend in this? She doesn't want to see receipts. She doesn't want to see anything like that. She asks for my totals, and I read it from a paper, which I have in the other room. Literally, that's it. So I thought, okay, why am I doing all this work when I don't need to? So, introducing expenses and taxes, part 2. I've broken it down like this. I had this envelope, so I just threw it in there. I'm not going to use it. Oh, here's my paper. Is this it? See? This is what she asked for this year. I had it ready. I read it to her. Done. That's it. This is all she needed. And so I took little notes here and there, but for the most part, like, she didn't ask me anything. She just wants the numbers. She's not asking for receipts. I have the receipts, and that's what's important. So, starts like this. I use the same folders from Target, because if you get the Target binders, you need the Target folders. The divider pockets, because the ones from Avery don't fit. Okay, so Target. But you can get them at Staples or Amazon or whatever. It's just that they don't correlate. Well, I guess they fit. Oh, that's what it was. The Avery ones fit in the Target binder, but our order forms don't, which is fine. You're not putting order forms in here. So this is how I broke it down. Advertising, promotions and giveaways, office and business supplies, travel, food and drink, postage, car maintenance, and miscellaneous, because I'm also using this for personal taxes as well, but really just this tab, just for me to have it all in one place. So, sorry. Under it says uniforms, tools, equipment, mortgage interest, licensing, donations, etc. That's just like my mental note. If you file a long form, if you own a house, or I don't even know why else you would file a long form. If you have enough write-offs, if you have medical bills that exceed $12,000, or things like that, you file a long form. You can itemize like tons of different things. So you can write off things like, I work in the medical field. I can write off my uniforms, my licenses for work. Clearly, like, I've donated a lot over the years, but I never filed a long form, so I couldn't itemize those donations. So I just added this. So, miscellaneous. And then in the back, this here is mileage, okay? Mileage is huge, okay? Huge. And I will be the first to tell you, I am a terrible mileage tracker. Horrible mileage tracker, okay? So I was just keeping gas receipts. You can't claim both. You can't claim gas and mileage, okay? Cannot. And you make, the return on miles far exceeds gas, okay? It's like 41 cents a mile or something like that. 48 cents, 51 cents, something like that. Far exceeds what you're gonna have in a gas receipt, okay? So, and my CPA really honed in on this year. So, I am now keeping, every time I go and get an oil change, I am keeping these papers, because she has said that multiple times people will write off their business miles, and the IRS will come back and be like, well, how do you know how many miles you had there, and where did you travel at this time? So I used to, which I still could do because I got a different, so today, Target, this is $1, okay? You can use this. I just got it to show you guys, which I could still use it. You can use this as your mileage tracker. Put it in your door jam, like in your door, put it in your glove box, put it in your center console, wherever you're gonna remember it and see it and use it, totally fine. Right where you went, what you're doing. Target, business supplies, Mount Pleasant, delivery, whatever the case may be. Starting odometer, final odometer, and total. I just do the total then. So much easier than at the end of the year. But hey, it doesn't matter. You can do it at the end of the year if you just want to jot it down and be done. Something like that. I'm keeping these for the mere fact that she told me, see, my mileage is marked directly on there, okay? And she told me that the IRS has been sticklers about, you know, the odometer reads and how do you know that that's what your mileage was? So now I'm keeping these because I'm going to go every 5,000 miles and my miles will correlate, okay? And then I got on Pinterest, or actually I Googled, and this came up on Pinterest, and I just printed it off. It's 2 to a sheet. So 2 of these to 1 sheet of paper. I printed them off. I have the date. I have where I was going, what I was doing, starting, ending, and how many miles it was. Easy peasy. But I'm going to be a stickler about this. And I'm going to keep this probably in the car, the whole thing. Or in my bag, because, you know, I always keep all this stuff in my bag anyways. That way, it doesn't get lost. I can't lose it. And I'm staying on top of this. Or every day, I could jot it down in the car if I want to leave it in the house, or whatever the case may be. But try to be as precise as you can, because they're honing in on it, okay? So just try to be precise, because it gets you you get a good return on the mileage. And so I'm just being an extra stickler about it, which, you know, whatever. But that is my system. And then back here, I have just some note paper. And like up here, I work with the same girl to get my business cards and everything done. And I paid her invoice, but I didn't print that invoice off. But I know I have it if I need it. So I just wrote it down on a piece of paper. What it was, what time and date, and how I did it. You know what I mean? The total. Same with like American Hero. You know, I love Michelle's clothes, and you know, I just ordered a dress and I didn't print off the receipt, but I just jotted down on a piece of paper and put it in here. I know I can go back and get it if I need to. I've got the date, I could see it, it was on PayPal, no big deal. So that's how I'm doing it. It's so much simpler, because when I go to my CPA, she's gonna say, okay, what'd you spend in advertising? What'd you spend in office and business supplies? What'd you spend on food and drinks? What did you spend on travel? What about your mileage? Like postage, everything is like that. It's just in those grouped like that. So why get all crazy when I don't need to? If I order scent of the month, I'll just throw it down in here and put it in my business and office supplies. Or when I order, like, you know, new testers and stuff like that, I'll either print it off or I'll just put a note in there, like, so I know. If I've got receipts in here, like here, like this. Not everything was for Scentsy. I highlighted what was Scentsy, total, and what it was. Business supplies. Done. Slid it in. I have 3 things on the counter right now. I'll put the total at the top and be done with it. That way when I go to grab them at the end of the year, or even if you have to do it 6 months, you could do it that way, or every 3 months. Take everything out, have an envelope, put it all in there, and say, advertising, promos, office and business supplies, postage, mileage, whatever. If you want to keep it like that and then add it up at the end of the year, fine. Whatever works. But keep it simple. It does not need to be difficult, you guys. It doesn't. And you don't need to be like listing all this stuff. It's basically broken down into that category. Also, so that's it. Super easy. Taxes and expenses sits on my counter or in my office where I can see it at all times. It'll probably be with me in the car a lot too. Advertising, office and business supplies, promotions and giveaways, like if I do discount shipping or anything like that, I'm writing down a piece of paper or printing off like the receipt with my payment on it, whatever. Travel, food and drink, postage, car maintenance, that's just like so I can keep track of the oil stuff. And then miscellaneous, which is also like for my own thing and like my long form. Because if you own a house, you're gonna file a long form and you can itemize and stuff. So, you know, why not just incorporate that into everything else and have all your taxes and everything in one spot? And mileage. Mileage is huge, so be extra diligent about it, okay? I've learned that the hard way for sure. So, I quickly wanted to mention, and like I said, you can get a calendar like this if you want to I could even put this in the car so I don't have to have this expenses and taxes with me and then transfer things over. But I'm trying to keep it as simple and easy as possible. So I don't want all that other hoo-ha in there if I don't need to. It's shenanigans. Just keep it simple. Simple, simple, simple. You're not going to stress yourself out and you're going to do it. Want to know why? Because it's simple. If it's simple and an easy task, you'll do it. And you don't want to get behind, because once you get behind, then it's just a cycle of being behind. And then it feels like it's never ending. And no one wants to deal with that. Like if you stop doing all your taxes in May and November comes, you're not going to do them then either. You want to know why? Because you don't even want to look at the stuff. I mean, last year, that purple binder, there was legit receipts like exploding out of it. And I'm like, okay, avoiding TV, like that. No one wants to deal with that. So if you stay on top of it and keep it as simple as possible, you'll be fine. Oh yes. I'm looking at my notes here. Oh yeah, keep phone bills and electric bills, especially if you have an office. And if you're seeing a CPA, make sure that you measure your office, because most of them will take, the square footage of your home, figure out how much the office takes up, and then take a percentage of your phone bill, your electric bill, your internet bill, whatever you use in your office, she'll work it like that. Or he, sorry. God, I keep hearing the weirdest noises. Anywho, but they'll average it out, and then you also get to write that off too. So make sure you keep track of that, because I'm not good at that either. I don't ever, who saves their electric bill? Not me. Half of us probably don't even get it in paper format. So either at the end of the year or every 6 months or every 3 months or every month, go to your notes section and just write down, okay, electric bill was $359. Okay, perfect. Well, 10% of my house is my office, so okay, $35.90. Perfect. That's going to be a write-off, times 12, say, if your electric bill is $359 every month. Well, then there you go. But keep it simple and you've got it. So I really try to keep that binder as simple as possible. And be very diligent with your mileage. It's worth it for sure. You definitely want to do that. And hopefully that was simple enough for you guys. Like I said, you could do it the other way I was doing it, but I just feel like that was so daunting. I was like, I'm over this. And again, this is just my system. That doesn't mean that that's going to work for you, but find a system that works for you, because it'll work. It's totally fine. So find a system that works for you and roll with it. And then if you feel like something's not working for you, make little adjustments. You don't need to change everything, because what happens is we think we need to change things. We change them and then it still doesn't work. And we can't figure out why things aren't working. It's because you're trying to change so many things. You're spending so much time on changing them. You're not actually utilizing them. Just like when people say, I'm going to go organize my office. Okay, but what is organizing your office doing for you? Because then are you actually utilizing it, or are you just letting it pile up with stuff again and then you've got to go reorganize it? Reorganize it to make it efficient and then utilize it. So same thing goes with any system. Your customer follow-up, your thank you gifts, your expenses and your taxes, your parties, your whatever you've got going on, little tweaks make big changes. Make everything jive. You want everything to flow so that you use it and you utilize it, because you're using your time and energy and money on those things, and we want to make sure we're utilizing them properly, okay? And that's it. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope that was super helpful. I know I've been saying for a while that I was going to upload that, so I really hope that helps. Again, I just print my labels, like for the folders on the outside of the binding. I just use the Avery full 8.5 by 11 sticker sheets. And then I just type them up in Word or text edit or whatever you have, and then print them off and peel and stick. Easy peasy. Or you can make a label in avery.com/templates, whatever you need. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm not a tax guru by any means. I have a CPA. Miss Margie is pretty amazing. And she's very helpful. And, you know, I've been using her since we moved to South Carolina, and she knows my business now. And, you know, any good CPA will do the best they can for you to make sure that you're, you know, not coming out on top, but that you're not getting screwed over, for lack of words. Sorry. So please let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm not a tax guru by any means. I'm not claiming to be. This is just what I do. And then I give it to my CPA. She asks me and I tell her, and that's it. But these are the little things that I've picked up on over the years, and I just want to keep it super simple so that I continue to utilize it through the year. It's only February. So, you know, if I get to November and I've utilized the system all year, then I know I'm doing something right. Okay, that's it. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you guys later. Bye.